Welcome to The Explainer. Look, if you're an emerging graphic designer, I bet you know the exact feeling of overwhelm I'm talking about. You've spent years learning all the tools, grinding through assignments, creating just incredible work. But right now, all of that visual mastery is probably just sitting in a completely disorganized folder of random files on your desktop. It's incredibly frustrating, isn't it? Well, today, we're going to fix that. We are going to completely reconstruct exactly how you present your work to the world using a really clear, structured solution.
To kick things off, I've got to ask you a pretty serious question. Be honest with yourself. Are you guilty of treating your life's work like a simple passive gallery? Because if your portfolio is just this digital bulletin board where you pin up some pretty pictures and just kind of hope someone notices, we need a total mindset shift. Employers and clients aren't just looking for good art, right? They are looking for problem solvers. They really need to see how you think and how you work.
Okay, let's dive right into this. A professional portfolio is definitely not a scrapbook. Think of it more as an architectural blueprint for structuring, synthesizing, and presenting your visual mastery. It's an active, purposeful system, and it is designed to do one specific thing: get you hired.
Here is the blueprint for our explainer today. We'll start with the architectural mindset, then build through 3 distinct phases: the hook, the engine, and the loop. After that, we'll cover the deployment matrix and actually look at this framework in action.
Starting with Section 1, the architectural mindset and redefining the portfolio.
Before you even think about opening a single design file, you have to physically visualize the structure you're about to construct. Every truly professional portfolio relies on an 8-part building block system. It stacks logically. You start at the top with the cover page, move down through the About Me section, then skills, projects, categories, process, resume, and finally, you hit the contact section. When you build it in this exact order, these blocks effortlessly guide a viewer on a deliberate journey from your introduction straight down to a final call to action. Moving right into Phase 1, the hook, formulating your personal brand.
This is where you really formulate your personal brand. If your portfolio is a building, well, this is the front door. You have to capture their attention the very second they walk through it, and you do that by breaking your introduction down into simple, repeatable mathematics. Look at the formula drawn from graphic design student Zakira Lacan's layout. It's literally just your name plus your title plus a tagline. Boom, instant clarity. Then you have the About formula: introduction plus passion plus goal. Tell them who you are, what you absolutely love doing, and what your ultimate career goal is.
Now, a huge part of that hook is proving you actually have the tools for the job. But notice the really clear divide in this skills taxonomy. On one side, we separate the broad creative disciplines, things like logo design, typography, or photo editing. And on the other side, we list the specific software toolkit, like Adobe Illustrator or Figma. Separating your conceptual creative skills from your technical software tools instantly clarifies your well-rounded capabilities to a potential employer. It shows them you fundamentally understand that software is just a tool, but design is a discipline.
Next up is Phase 2, the engine, contextualizing your work.
This is the engine room. This is where the heavy lifting happens and where you actually build professional trust. To pull this off, you absolutely have to obey one cardinal rule: never ever present orphan visuals. What's an orphan visual? It's basically a naked image just sitting there with zero explanation. Every single project needs structural context framed by 4 specific dimensions: a title, an objective, the tools used, and a written description of your solution.
Let's see how Zakirullah Khan applies this to a modern cafe logo project. It's not just some random image of a coffee cup dropped on a page. The title is clear: Cafe Logo Design. The objective is spelled right out: create a simple and memorable logo for a modern cafe. The tools are listed as Adobe Illustrator, and the description tells this great little mini-story explaining how warm colors, clean typography, and a minimal icon were used to make the brand feel friendly but professional. That framework completely transforms a pretty picture into a viable, hireable design solution.
So the crucial takeaway here is that clients aren't just buying the final product. They are buying your process. Documenting this exact 6-step flow, from initial research and sketching through your digital drafts, colors, refinement, and finally presentation, is the defining factor that makes a student portfolio look truly professional. It proves to the viewer that your brilliant work is the result of a replicable system, not just some happy accident.
Which brings us to Phase 3, the loop, closing the deal.
This is the final conversion phase. It's the mechanism that takes all that amazing attention you've just earned and actually turns it into a tangible opportunity. The closing loop has to be entirely frictionless.
You want to list your basic education and experience clearly at the top, and right below that, place bold, super simple contact icons. Email, Instagram, Behance, your phone number. Please do not make a recruiter hunt for your email address hidden in the middle of some dense paragraph. Having accessible contact points right next to your credentials creates an immediate, seamless call to action.
Section 5. Choosing your deployment matrix, the final vehicle. So you have the architectural design, but where does the building actually go? You have to choose the format, the vehicle, to deploy your ecosystem out into the real world. There are 3 primary paths here, and each has distinct strategic advantages. The PDF portfolio offers absolute linear control. You guarantee the viewer sees exactly what you designed in the exact order you want, making it perfect for direct email applications. Then you have the Behance profile, which is incredible for massive community exposure and peer discovery within a standardized, highly visual grid. And finally, the website portfolio. This is the ultimate path for professional autonomy, allowing for custom interactive layouts and establishing your very own independent digital footprint.
Section 6. The framework in action. Let's look at Hortensia Montemeyer's portfolio.
Let's ground all of this architectural theory in reality by looking at a genuinely fantastic real-world example from a fine arts graduate. Hortensia beautifully applies this blueprint right from phase 1. Her self-branding is friendly, it's minimalistic, and it's established immediately through her deliberate choice of pink and orange on her stationery. And then you see how she carries her skills into practical, real-world merchandise applications, like this cab programming apparel design. She isn't just making concepts, she's making functioning, tangible pieces. Notice how this framework builds across her entire curation. Her portfolio spans beautifully from UI/UX design for mobile apps to stunning branding and packaging for a campaign called Theodore Zoo. Just look at the canvas bags, the stylized postcards, those bold tiger and bee motifs. By curating her categories so thoughtfully, she demonstrates a deliberate, highly hireable range, and it's all contained within a meticulously structured system. So, what's the ultimate takeaway of this explainer? Well, a professional, successful portfolio is a unified ecosystem. It seamlessly integrates Phase 1, the hook, capturing attention with clean personal branding, Phase 2, the engine, building trust with contextualized projects and a documented design process, and Phase 3, the loop, converting that earned attention into a real opportunity. It's one active, breathing system working together to land you the job.
You now know that a professional graphic design portfolio is so much more than a passive digital gallery. It's an architectural blueprint for structuring and presenting your visual mastery. You have the phases, you have the formulas, you have the blueprint right in your hands. The only question left is, what will you build? Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and I absolutely cannot wait to see the ecosystems you create.